This is Unscrupled, covering Angel, Season 3, Episodes 9 and 10, Lullaby, and Dad. In these episodes, we're in the car, y'all. Woo. Welcome to Unscrupled. Hey, bitches.
Yeah, money?
You know what the number one complaint we get about our podcast is?
What could it be?
It's that the sound quality is just too damn high.
I know, right? Like, we're always on point with that. So
There's never any echo.
Yeah.
You can't hear people gulping liquids like they are parched in the desert.
I'm so thirsty, guys.
No one's ever vaping.
Never.
So, yeah. So we're going to fix that number one complaint and get ourselves some more listeners.
Use the second from the right.
Also, hi, my GPS. So,
yeah, you guys are going to know how we get home.
yeah.
Hint, it's the 405.
Dropping this bullshit. Sorry, guys, but, like, I kind of want to give a shout out to bitches and how, like, for all that time she was making this drive and then podcasting with me, and I was always getting kind of fussy because I was like, well, I get home at 5 from work. Why can't we do it earlier? No, this is fucking stressful, and we're stuck in the car, and we're fucking hilarious. So, we're going to try this car cast and see how it works. And I apologize for the GPS directions, but if we're blathering on, I need to know when to get off so that I don't miss my exit.
I always need to know when to get off, just saying.
Giggity. Alright, so we had some Angel episodes, and it's been a hot minute since we watched an Angel episode.
Yeah, it has.
So it took me a minute to remember that there were a bunch of dead people in the hotel, and Angel was captured.
Keep left.
Yeah, he totally was captured. And yeah, who the fuck were the dead people?
They were Wolfram and Hart goons.
Yeah, they were goons, a strike team or some such that was coming to steal the baby and Darla.
And 405 north for 14 miles.
Steal the baby and Darla and put them in cages and dissect them. But they didn't get a chance because stuff happened.
Right.
So, Darla's still pregnant. She's still in labor. It's still a thing.
I want to open us with talking about Darla, because while these episodes were exciting and engaging, they were also incredibly disappointing.
How so?
Darla is my number one complaint, in that we've gotten so much Darla, who she was before joining the Master's crew, and her relationship with Angel, and having her brought back. I was really hoping for Darla to be
we found a faster route via South Coast Drive, which saves 6 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no thanks.
Sorry about that. I was really looking forward to her raising hell and just, like, fucking shit up. But no, they brought her back to have a fucking baby and die. And not just die, but kill herself.
Sacrifice herself.
It's a really fucking sexist trope.
And it's not who Darla was as a person even before she became a vampire.
Right.
Like, I mean, yes, I have totally known women who were stone cold bitches who, like, became marshmallows after childbirth. But generally people who weren't super into having kids before getting knocked up, or in my experience, kind of still having some of those feelings afterward, but they can't say it to anyone because, you know, society. Anyway, my point is, we got like a touch of old Darla when she was hanging out with Drusilla, and then she got weird again. And yes, they're blaming it on her being infected by the infant soul, but I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to they wanted to nerf yet another badass vampire.
Yeah, they brought her back, and we didn't really get, we just didn't get the evil Darla that I know is in there.
Look at you rooting for more evil.
I'm very much, like, Darla is a very interesting character to me. I don't like what they did with her this season. Or the past 2 seasons.
Or any seasons.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, we had that badass moment where she eats all the Wolfram and Hart lawyers.
Yeah.
And
it was peak Darla right there.
But then we had her fuck up with the, like, trying to form her own gang, and Angel takes them out, which was really, like, not entertaining at all.
And too easy. It was too easy, I thought. Anyway. So, yeah, Darla's got a lot of role to play, and she plays it. So there were some good points, like the part where Wesley tries to teach her Lamaze and she knocks him across the alley.
Oh, yeah, like...
That was great.
Darla herself and Julie Benz's performance is not my problem. It's what the writers put her through. And I just don't feel like there was a payoff in that. It was clear to me that when we saw Darla with her Drew Barrymore haircut in the pilot, and then she dies, like, on the next episode she appears on, she just doesn't... There was no payoff.
Okay. I feel ya. I know a lot of people are really into the self-sacrifice narrative. They think that gives it more weight. I
would have been into it if it was Angel.
Well, yes, but we hate Angel. And he would totally do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd, like, leap to do that shit. He's like, what? I get to sacrifice myself for my child? Holy crap, that's all I've ever wanted. Mm-hmm. I won't have to live anymore. I won't have to bear the weight of my sins, and maybe I'll get washed clean or some shit. Yes, I'm on board. But Darla, it's not her jam.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off that they had to invent soul bleed in order to justify that.
Well, you know my feelings on soul. My second biggest disappointment is, supposedly there's all these groups. There's a whiteboard full of groups who have some interest in this fucking baby.
Which, how did they find out that the baby was born? I mean, did someone put it on Facebook? What? Like, was there a birth announcement? How are they just, like, showing up at the hotel? Like,
it was a gender reveal party.
I bet it was. Oh, my God. It's like vampire or human.
I feel like, I don't know, they'd, like, open a coffin and there's a dead boy or a dead girl, and it's like, oh, it's a boy.
No, I feel like you cut the cake, and if it's red velvet inside, it's a vampire, and if it's funfetti, then it's a human.
Okay. Doesn't funfetti go on the outside?
Funfetti can be outside or inside.
I've never actually had funfetti.
Oh, funfetti's I'm going to make us a cake.
Are you now?
Yes, funfetti's my absolute favorite.
Is it going to be paleo?
No. Fuck you. Make a paleo cake. That's just pile of nuts.
Yeah. So, yeah, we had all these groups, and I was really hoping, like, remember when I made you watch Smokin' Aces?
No, I have no memory of that thing.
It's like where all the assassins descend on this one asshole in Lake Tahoe, and they just start killing each other, and it's like just giant clusterfuck. I wanted more clusterfuck here.
Yeah! This would have been great with more clusterfuck.
Right. This would have been a good place for Kate to come. Like, if they had done a clusterfuck, it would have been great to have Kate show up and it's like, so what the fuck is going on? Like, nothing else from her. Just, what the fuck? What am I going to tell my boss?
She would take that kid into Child Protective Services so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Because even if he wasn't a blood-sucking fiend, you know who can't raise a baby? Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my third disappointment is I don't like babies as MacGuffins. I really, really don't. Because I don't like babies as plot devices, even if they're not MacGuffins. Like, it was a problem on Walking Dead. And if you read the comics, you would know. Spoilers, if you haven't read the fucking comics, which are like 15 years old at this point, the baby fucking dies. And the story is better for it. It's not like... There's not a whole lot of supposed panic about whether the baby's going to be eaten with zombies, and they don't forget about the baby in really tense situations where, like, oh, I'll put the baby on under my shirt in a Baby Bjorn, and that's the end of it, and she won't make any noise, and that seems to work fine. So,
or pee on me.
I don't think they care. Well, zombies can smell, so
I think everyone cares if they get peed on.
Right.
Some of them are super into it. I mean, they care in a good way, but everyone cares if they get peed on.
Well, they do have diapers, so.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen Walking Dead. I don't know what state society's
One good
in.
thing about, like, they actually pointed it out, and it was a really good thing. One of the few good things about that show is, like, hey, Dad, I know we're looking for, like, guns and supplies and food and stuff. You know what hasn't been raided? The baby store.
Accurate.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I approve. But yeah, so my big beef with this episode is that we're back to fucking prophecies. Why? Do we have to talk more about prophecies and whether or not this baby is the thing that is in the prophecy that's supposedly bad? I mean, seriously, the interpretations of these prophecies are so wackadoodle and out there and subjective that why even bother having prophecies? I mean, seriously, why are you guys paying attention to this? Every time we have a prophecy, it makes them do something stupid that ends up being wrong. Just put it down, guys.
Yeah.
Put the paper down.
And also, like, I'm not as horrible on prophecies as you are, but
this is the hill I'll die on!
it's fine. Die on that hill. You just... Can I have your
Take you
stuff?
with me. Well, yeah, you can have my stuff. You gave me half of it.
That's right, I did.
Yeah.
My problem is, like, we have all these prophecies that are leading to shit, and the prophecies just... When it gets revealed what they are, they just aren't that satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, we had the whole angel's gonna die, but no, it means angel's gonna become human. And then we have they're raising a demon from the underworld, and it's fucking Darla.
Yeah.
And then, there's a prophecy about this baby, and there's not gonna be a birth, and it's because the vampire mom is gonna die.
Because the baby doesn't actually exit a vagina. He was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Yes.
Fuck you, Shakespeare.
Fuck you. I actually like Macbeth.
Okay. Well, still, fuck that trope.
Yeah.
Yeah. New man of woman born. Fuck you.
I would have
Tolkien.
loved for Macduff to whip off his helmet and long hair comes down. I am no man.
That'd be chill. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But what else?
Behold my vagina.
Hello.
Yeah, so those are our problems with it. Angel gets out of this predicament by kicking up a grenade and
Solid strategy.
and blowing himself out the window.
Okay, not exactly a solid strategy.
All right. Have you ever played Link to the Past?
I have.
And you try to use a bomb to blow yourself across a chasm.
I actually have never tried that, but it's brilliant.
It's not, because you have maybe a 10% success rate of getting blown in the right direction.
Huh.
Because
fair.
there's some randomness to going in. Unless you're like one of those speedrunners who are very good at being in the right frame at the right time. So, yeah, it's like first try. No, you used a lot of save states, buddy.
Oh.
So yeah, he gets blown out the window, not into the wall.
Good for him. And manages to escape from some people who have him. I don't even know who has him at this point.
Oh, it's Holtz and his people.
Whatever.
And his demons that he doesn't trust.
That he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
He's Holtz. He's a vampire hunter. He's a man of God. He doesn't truck with demons, except for the ones he allows to put him to sleep.
It's been a long time since we saw the first episodes. Is he a religious guy, or is he just doesn't like vampires?
He is religious in the way that everyone was religious a couple hundred years ago. Like he speaks like a Bible-thumping guy, and he talks about the Lord and sin and things like that in a very real daily life way that we don't really do anymore in the continental U.S. unless your parents are super fundamental. Yeah, he just has that old-timey religion vibe.
Right.
And we do in this episode find out why he hates vampires so much.
Yeah, and I kind of saw this coming in that I thought it was going to be the baby as a vampire. But no, it's the little girl.
Yeah. Which was a solid torture move on Angel's part, or Angelus's part. I mean, I don't think there's anything more heartbreaking than having to take your child that can talk to you and beg you, please, Daddy, no, and hurl her out into the sun.
I was just worried about the inconsistencies because we've seen, like, when Angel was turned, his first target was his family.
Yeah.
So why didn't she try to bite her dad?
Angel actually hated his family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His dad was a real dick and was always...
But he loved his sister.
Yeah. I forget what he particularly did with his sister, but I know he definitely ate his dad.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Angel's dad, Angel was a ne'er-do-well and a drunkard and really wasn't making much of his life. He could have been helping.
Angel's a fuck-up.
Yeah. Angel is a world-class fuck-up from stem to stern, his entire life and unlife.
Also, he was Liam back then.
What the fuck ever.
Liam. I love us. Yeah. So he gets his ass blown out, and he goes to meet up with the rest of the crew, who are reeling from the fact that not only did Darla beat all of the bad guys while having contractions using the best weapon available, which was the motherfucking car, but she also stole it.
Yes. They were being attacked by some, I don't know, bitches after she knocked Wesley unconscious. And seriously, when these demons came into the alley, Money was saying, just run them over with your car. Your car is the weapon.
Actually, that was Girlfriend.
That was Girlfriend? Okay.
Yes, I was thinking it.
You were thinking it. I could hear it in your
I
soul.
was saving it for the podcast.
Oh, well done. But yeah, Girlfriend was like, hit them with the car. It's huge. It's American. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. And, yeah, apparently Darla heard her and did that thing.
Right.
Good job, Darla.
Yeah, so...
Right at that point, Angel rejoins their group, and they're like, well, shit, we got our Angel. We got one vampire back and lost another. Fuck.
I kind of resent when Angel is acting like Xander, which is what he was doing here.
Yeah, that kind of goofball thing. Why do you resent it?
I don't... It's not why I'm here.
I don't think there's any part of Angel that's why you're here.
I like it from Wesley. I even like it from Gunn if it's done properly.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, Gunn does it with style.
And he's adorable.
Yeah, he's really cute.
Yeah.
Cordy's not the type to do that.
Cordy can get goofy once in a while, and she does it well when she does.
Mm-hmm. But it's a sometimes food for her.
Yeah, I don't want to see it every day. I want to see it like once a quarter.
They're like pancakes.
Yeah, just like pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to explain that, are we?
Well, I mean, we just don't eat pancakes very often, because how often do you, like, want to get up early on Saturday morning and, like, dirty a bunch of dishes and make a meal where you're going to fuck up the first two and then, like, get sick of them halfway through your meal, you know?
Yeah, see, my thing is completely halfway through my pancakes, I'm sick of eating pancakes.
I also have a problem because I need protein with my pancakes, so I make eggs. But I don't like sweets on my protein, so I have to have a separate plate.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. Anyway, moving forward.
Right. So, yeah, Darla drives off. They head... Where do they go? They go to Caritas.
Yeah, and she, meets them there or something. I don't know how they all get back together, but they do. They end up at Caritas, which has been freshly de-violenced.
I don't think Angel's there. I think he goes off to look for her.
And
the rest of them go there for safe harbor.
Yeah. So they go to Caritas to chillax and be safe for a hot minute. And Lauren is preparing for his grand reopening, and he is just so proud and cute, fussing around with his security system. They're smacking gun every few minutes to see if it works. Mm-hmm. And why do you gotta beat up the black man every time you gotta test the security system? There's plenty of people there you could be smacking.
Well, because you can't have a man hitting a woman.
You can't, but you could have Fred hitting Cordy, or Cordy hitting Fred all day long.
Here's the writer's problem with that.
What?
That would be hot.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Gunn.
So, Yeah, they're smacking him while some guy's working on the wiring, and we see he's a demon plumber?
Whatever. I didn't pay him any attention.
Well, neither did anyone else, because he sells them the fuck out.
Yeah. And then Holtz comes down and takes a look around, and Lauren lets him know.
Well, that's Angel and Darla arrives.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So they're going to set up Lauren's bedroom as the birthing room, which
I'm sure Lauren is thrilled with.
I was not. It was Lauren's idea.
Yeah.
I was not okay with that until I saw how fucking ugly his bedspread was.
That's fair.
Because it was the same green color as his skin with, like, this weird floral design.
Yeah, why would you do that, Lauren? Maybe it was on
Do
sale.
you have, like, flesh-colored sheets? No.
I do not. No. No. I want to contrast with my sheets, thank you.
Right. I would like to be able to find my leg in the morning.
Yeah. Good times. Anyway, so yeah, they get sold out by the repair dude, and Holtz comes down and checks it out. And Lauren tells him very politely that, hey, we're not open yet, bro. Come back later. And he does.
He does. He comes back with a barrel that is going to blow up.
But as he's leaving, he starts to hum a sweet, gentle lullaby. And Lauren picks it up and figures out what's going to go down and tells them all to run.
Yeah, I'm not clear on how Lauren's singing empathy works.
Oh, he can read their futures.
Is it like a soul gaze?
It's kind of like a soul gaze, kind of like, it's like a little bit of seeing into their soul, but also seeing a bit into their futures as well.
It just seems a lot more fortune cookie-y than an actual future telling.
Pretty much his powers do whatever the plot needs them to do.
That's fair. Yeah, so they book it, the place blows up. Time to go back to the fucking hotel.
God damn it.
Alright, so let's talk about Holtz meeting up with Lila.
Yeah.
I actually really like this scene, and I'm honestly starting to warm on Holtz as an antagonist.
Okay. I love anything with Lila in it.
Right. Yeah, Lila's surprisingly resilient and also a really good antagonist.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'd more call her a wild card than an antagonist. But
I just loved the whole scene of her down in the basement going through records trying to figure out who the fuck Holtz is.
Yeah. And
then figuring out that the woman sitting there has an encyclopedic knowledge of every single thing in every single file.
Files and records.
Yes, that was amazing! Oh my god, I want one of those.
It's too obscure to be a drag name, though.
Yeah. But I just want one of those. That's all I got to say about that whole scene.
I really liked the interplay between her and Holtz, too. Where she's just... Yeah, she's like, I'm a lawyer. And she's, oh, you're a person of law. You know what? It doesn't faze him at all that she's a woman with a professional career.
Yeah.
And, like, that's a character detail I noticed.
That's fair.
So he's only had a few hours to process everything that's gone through, and it doesn't seem to bother him at all.
That women can be things.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe he was woke back then.
I doubt that. But then again, when you're woke back then, what the fuck can you do about it?
Well,
there was no Twitter.
That's fair. And also, he's brought forth into this brave new world where, you know, we get in big metal boxes and they go real fast, and there's stuff in the sky and magic other boxes that tell you history.
Remarkably well.
Like, seriously, women having power is kind of like, okay, everything's topsy-turvy anyway, what the fuck?
Okay. Just for reference, guys, we are currently in a 33-minute slowdown on the 405, so... And
passing a Hooters.
Yes. Just a Hooter.
Just a Hooter?
Just a giant titty hanging out the... yeah, so I'm kind of feeling Holtz as someone I could see being around.
Okay.
I wasn't last time.
Well, in the next episode, he gets a sidekick, so we get to talk about that in a minute.
We do.
Yeah.
And Lila reveals, like, she convinces him, like, no, I don't give a shit about the law. That's my fucking job.
Yeah.
You know?
I manipulate it. I don't love it.
We could be allies here. And there's this moment that I kind of caught where he's like, you're an evil person.
Mm-hmm.
I have a task that is dirty. You could be an ally, and I could turn on you later.
Huh.
I don't know how much of it is just me projecting onto him, but yeah, it really threw me for a loop that he did not throw out any, like, wench or things like that.
Oh. Not all men.
So I might be projecting a lot more intelligence onto him than the writers have planned, but still, this is why I'm kind of feeling Holtz, is this whole conversation.
The fact that he wasn't an out-and-out misogynist for one conversation gives you hope for
It's
him.
not that he was an out-and-out misogynist. It's like he's clearly having an antagonistic conversation with her, and he does not dig into that misogyny well at all.
Huh.
Not even to score cheap points.
That's fair. Okay. Excellent.
So, yeah.
All right.
What else is happening? All right, so they go back to the hotel, which has been cleaned up.
They don't. They. Oh wait, yes they do. Never mind. They totally go back to the hotel.
Right, and I do love that Lila has a cleanup service on speed dial, on retainer, which is kind of amazing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure she gets some fucking use out of that.
Right.
Like every time we're turning around, they're like, "It's been a bloodbath."
Well, I mean, they did leave the bloodbath at what's his face at Bernard's house for the cops to clean up. So.
Yeah, but that might have been a time issue.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we live in LA. We should open a body disposal service.
You act as though there aren't already those things.
Oh. You think it's a crowded market?
I think it might be, honestly.
Okay. We'll start a car fire putting out business.
Oh yeah. There was guys, there was a convention this weekend where some asshole lit 6 cars on fire because the girl he was stalking rejected him. This is the world we're in now. Anyway, so
hey, you know what's totally not surprising?
What?
It was an anime convention.
I know, shocked not shocked. So
I saw a great tweet today.
Yeah?
Where someone was like, not all guys with anime avatars are trans femmes or want to have their balls crushed. Some of us are just creeps.
Oh, I wish I could dispute that. Anyway, so yeah, they go back to the hotel and they figure out from the books or something that there are some people who are going to probably come after this
They have a
mystical
whiteboard.
Baby. And yes,
Whiteboards are very big at our job, guys.
Wesley writes it on the whiteboard. See, if Wesley was thinking ahead, he'd have a whiteboard paint on one of those walls. But
I'm going to be honest, I hate the whiteboard paint.
yeah, it's not nearly as good as regular.
It's not as
whiteboard.
satisfying as an actual whiteboard. When our boss said, or my boss said that we're going to have whiteboard walls, I got super excited because, like, for what I do, it helps to have, like, things you can move around on a board. And I got super excited about having magnets and being able to plan the trajectory of our work like that. And, God, my hopes dashed.
Yeah, vertical writing space is very important for big planning meetings. But,
Right.
yeah, it's not what we wanted it to be.
It's just not as satisfying.
Yeah. It still works, it's just not as satisfying.
Yeah, so they're working out, and like I kind of want to meet this Frank guy. He's the mobster who specializes in kidnapping.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, there's like a bunch of different groups who are going to come for this kid, so they start pre-planning. Thank Christ, because they haven't yet. And put up a force field around the hotel using Lawrence Folks, who, you know, it gets helpfully pointed out. Force fields are all swell and everything, but you can totally chuck stuff inside them.
Yeah.
So we need to figure this plan out, please.
And Lauren shows up with his bags packed.
Oh, yeah. Lawrence moving it.
I was very... It's the least they can do. They have
Seriously.
they have a whole fucking hotel.
Yeah.
There's so many rooms.
I do not understand what their hesitance was. It's like, just, you don't want to be near him? Get him his own wing.
I know
it's a
what their
hotel.
hesitance was.
What?
It's if he shows up on the show more often, it's expensive to put that poor guy in makeup.
I'm talking about the character's
I know.
money. God damn you. I don't think Cordelia was thinking about the overhead on the
It would
Angel show.
totally not shock me if they found a spell or something that turned him human just so that they wouldn't have to spend that money.
I suppose we'll see.
Yeah, so he shows up with his bag packed. You know what he didn't show up with? A hanging bag. How is he keeping his suits from getting wrinkled?
Maybe his closet got blown up in the explosion.
But he changes suits and it's not wrinkled.
Maybe that was his dry cleaning that was hanging in his car. I have an excuse for everything.
Yeah, you do.
I really do.
Yeah, so there's the walls come down. Is this before or after? I think we're getting the episodes mixed up because there's like 2 sieges on this hotel.
Oh, yeah, there totally are. And, okay, so yeah, you're right. That one happens later on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so too many seasons and things. Anyway, so, oh yeah, okay, so after the club gets blown up, they don't end up back at the hotel. What they end up doing is, Holtz is coming for them. They end up running out of the back.
That's
of
right.
Lauren's
So
place,
that's where the Darla
and then
thing happened.
Darla ends up lying down in the alleyway outside and having a heart-to-heart with Angel, and then staking herself so that...
The most disappointing moment in all of Joss Whedon's oeuvre.
Because according to the prophecy, there is no birth, only death.
Yes.
And so Darla's undeath will be deathier, and she'll suffer the true death, and death will occur.
Right.
Fuck you, prophecy.
Also,
anyway, then
like-
there's just a giant newborn lying there on the pavement.
Yeah, that's a 3-month-old baby
Yes.
with his balls hanging out.
With his balls hanging out.
You know what? He was not covered in wet ash, though, and I was a little disappointed for that.
Yeah, there should have been some sort of viscera, whether it was cremated viscera or not.
Right.
But yeah, the ash just blows away, even though it's all wet outside.
The world's cleanest baby.
World's cleanest baby. And who pops out of the door like a damn Jack in the Box but Holtz?
Yeah.
And he is joined by his demon minions, who he keeps killing, but they keep showing up anyway.
Right. And he points the crossbow. And
Right
for
at
a
Angel.
moment, I'm like, are you going to fucking crossbow the baby?
Ooh, I kind of would have been into that.
I
Like,
kinda
would've been
would've, too.
I would have been horrified the first time, but like now that it's 20 years later, I would have been like, okay, we could play that
Because,
game.
I mean, we just watched Holtz lose his baby and his daughter.
Yeah.
And he's looking for revenge on Angel. And there's a lot of glaring at each other at
Well,
this point.
Not only that, there is nothing to prove to Holtz right now that this baby isn't a vampire.
Right.
There's no way for him to know that this baby isn't some harbinger or demon or fuck all, we don't even know.
Well, there's also nothing to indicate that it's his.
That's true, but he can put 2 and 2 together and get that the baby came out of Darla.
Right. And he had to be angry that he didn't get to kill Darla. He had to be pissed.
Maybe. Darla was being real mushy right then, so he might have been just glad she was gone.
But yeah, he's holding it there, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna fucking shoot this baby through the heart, and that's why it's going to miss Angel's heart. But no, he doesn't do it. So now we're stuck with a motherfucking baby.
Yeah. As we explore in the next episode.
We do.
Dad.
Yeah. So now they show up at the hotel.
Okay. Yeah, we're caught up now. And yeah, then they set up the thing, and there's people who want to eat the baby or something. We're not sure what anyone wants to do with the baby.
We have to, like, there's a whole day of Angel being a nervous father first.
Yeah, which is a little cute, but gets old quick with him not letting anyone else hold the baby. Or,
Yeah.
like, asking advice in a useful way. Maybe getting a book. Maybe going on the internet.
Yeah. Well, the internet was still in its
infancy.
Ah! Yeah, so there were, I think.
Why?
I remember like the internet of those days, and there was a lot of religious websites. There was a lot of
and every page took 20 minutes to load.
Yeah, you couldn't like really have really big images. There was a lot of Comic Sans.
Anyone who put music on their website back in the 90s, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
The hate has not dissipated. I hate you actively now.
Here is my 7 Koopalings fan page.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of like junk out there that wasn't really streamlined or good.
Yeah, no actual information on the internet. Fine. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so...
But he could have got a book. He could have had someone run out to Barnes & Noble and gotten any book.
Right, so we have that conversation. Like, he won't let anyone hold it. He does the thing where he has to turn into vampire face to make the baby stop crying.
But that's like way at the end of the episode. That's the only thing that works, and it's the last thing.
I'm just ticking off the boxes.
Okay.
The box I want to get to is the only other person who has anything of substance to offer in either of these episodes is Cordy.
Right.
Because she's the one who says, like, hey, you're going to need to lean on us.
Yeah. It takes a village, Angel. And I really, really love the way she gets that point across.
Yeah, where
she is fucking brutal with his dumb ass because there's not time for him to be like this.
Okay,
there's not time.
This is the conversation I was talking about earlier, and you said that was for the cameras. What does that mean? Okay,
it wasn't this conversation I was talking about. It's about the next conversation. Because while all of Angel's angsting is going on, Lorne is hearing a buzz.
Yeah.
He's hearing a buzz in the hotel. And he slips Angel a little note that we find out about later because Wolfram and Hart have bugged the motherfucking hotel from stem to stern.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they've had it bugged for a while. That's how we found out about the body snatcher and Lila.
No, I remember that. I don't remember them having this conversation.
Oh yeah, it's Lila and Cheekbones standing in there and with one of the boss guys, and they zoom in on Angel's pocket while Lorne's slipping the note in that way that doesn't ever work with actual security footage because the cameras aren't that good.
Right.
Anyway, so they zoom in. They're like, that's where he got the note after everything plays out. But Angel says some shit to Cordy when he's bailing with the supposed baby. That's really fucked up.
Okay, that makes that makes a whole lot more sense now.
Right.
Because I was like, did you just like stuff the baby in a bag and put it in the trunk of your car when you're pulling this baby switcheroo?
Yeah, he leaves the kid with them, but he can't let Wolfram and Hart know that. So he bails with the bear in a blanket and manages to convince whatever demons and tribes and bullshit outside that he's got the baby.
Right.
And he draws them away. Like any good dad would do.
Yeah. So the force field comes down because it's a full moon.
Or something.
There's a cult of cloaked people who like to eat babies.
Whatever. I did not pay attention to any of these MacGuffins.
I want to point out that we eat a lot of takeout because it is currently 10 to 6 and we are still an hour from home, so we don't get a lot of time at home. That's a lot of work for a new kind of food that I want to try. To get all your friends together and go to this fucking hotel that's way the fuck out in, I'm assuming, like, where's it supposed to be?
LA?
That covers a lot of ground.
That's true.
Also, apologies for the sound quality getting worse, guys, because it's raining super fucking hard.
Yeah, the one time it's raining in California, it's today.
Yeah. So I'm turning the windshield wipers up. I'm sorry.
This is going to be a weird episode, guys.
I mean, like, this is how committed we are to, like, giving you guys some real-ass content, though.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is also how committed we are to, like, not having another thing to do when we get home, because it's been a very stressful couple days.
And how?
Yeah. We can't discuss that because it involves things we are not at liberty to say. So.
Yeah, other people's business.
Right.
And our business.
And some people who know this business are in a position to know this business are listeners. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, CarCast. Yeah, so we got these fuckers in hoods. We have a random-ass biker gang and that vampire cult from before.
Yeah, what the fuck ever.
And the vampires and the biker gang decide to have a rumble.
Why didn't they play that up more? It would have been super fun and kitschy to have gun darting out and like switching their weapons and having like them get in a fight over like, oh, you touched my stuff. Oh my god, it could have been like this great comedic thing.
Yeah,
that really would have broken up all the bullshit from last episode.
I don't think you need gun. I just think you need like these people outside. There's like, so you're after the baby? I'm after the baby too. And they're like, yeah, they're broing out for a bit, and like maybe they get into a fight about something stupid, and that balloons into a full-on rumble. I say rumble because I actually did play a non-speaking role in high school in Guys and Dolls. Not Guys and Dolls. What was it? West Side Story. West Side Story,
yes. They totally rumble in West Side Story. And also in The Outsiders, just saying.
I don't know what The Outsiders is. You always, like, shriek. I am not a Broadway gay.
It's not Broadway! It's children's fiction!
Okay.
Actually, it's young adult. I thought everyone read The Outsiders. Holy crap.
I don't know what that is.
It's a book by S.E. Hutton. I had to read it in, like, the 4th grade. Or actually, it was junior high. But I read it in the 4th grade because I was precocious. Anyway, it's, like, one of those things you have to read when you're a kid because it won't be as... It won't hit you as an adult because you're not having those feelings.
Right.
Like Catcher in the Rye.
I've never read Catcher in the Rye either.
I tried to read it, but I was too old and I thought they were just whiny
I tried to read
bitches.
it when I was the right age, and I'm like, I don't care what you have to say.
Yeah. White men complaining. Well, white boys complaining, but still.
Oh shit, my lights weren't on.
Well, we should definitely have lights on, just saying.
Yeah, we should.
Because it's dark and wet.
I think I missed it, like, when I was futzing with the windshield wipers. I turned them off.
Ah, that's a thing, yeah.
Yep. So, this is what commuting with bitches and money is like.
Yeah, every day, guys.
Yeah. So, there's this rumble happening. Just so many missed opportunities for comedy.
Yeah. I felt like this episode could have been more interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Holtz.
Yeah, let's talk about Holtz.
Holtz has decided not to kill Angel in that moment in the last episode, and his demon friend Sajan gets all sideways about it. He's like, "What? You had your shot. What the fuck, man? I thought you were gonna punish Angel." And Holtz is like, "Yeah, I am, totally." And I agree. I think single fatherhood is probably the worst punishment he could dish out. I mean, like, seriously, like, what worse thing could you do? Well, Holtz has other stuff in mind. We just don't know what it is. And somehow along his plan, it becomes necessary for him to have a sidekick who's not a demon. So he apparently recruits this rando who we've never seen before.
Yeah, I was wondering if this was someone we're supposed to recognize.
Like, I've been racking my brain, and I cannot remember her being in any other Angel episode. I might go to the Pedia and see if she had a cameo sometime.
Well, I would think her sister probably had a cameo.
Her twin sister, who looked just like her.
Who got killed. Like, maybe she was one of the ones who got killed with Harmony's...
Harmony's gang?
No, Harmony's pyramid scheme.
Oh, yeah. Totally could have been, but I feel like we'd, like, recognize her if they made a point or something. Anyway.
Well, like, I didn't realize that it was, remember the Zeppo?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Kudlitz, the zombie one? He was killed when the zombies attacked Buffy's party.
Ah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's quite possible they resurrected an extra to play this part.
It's fair. I just have no recollection of her ever being a thing, or her dead sister. But vampire attacks apparently happen all the time.
Yeah.
Because bitches gotta eat.
Right. So Holtz he poisons the drinks of his demons.
Yeah, he does.
Because Holtz is not particularly attached to demons, and these don't seem to be demons that have any particular value, moral or otherwise.
Yeah, they're just kind of thugs.
Right.
Not even thugs. I feel like thugs is too much. They're just muscle somehow.
Yeah, they're drips. They're dumb.
Yeah.
And he decides that what he needs is a posse of vampire hunters like he used to have. But this time, he wants it built with people who have lost loved ones.
Yeah, he wants them to really have skin in the game.
This is an antagonist relationship I am behind.
Okay.
In that, like, Angel being on the other side of this guy, because we've seen Angel kind of convince even people like Gunn, who he should never have convinced to be on his side. Both Gunn and, like, that's why I like Kate. She doesn't buy into it. She never did trust him.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair.
And, oh, by the way, guys, I did get a minor spoiler because I was searching through YouTube and there was one of those listicle videos, and they said, like, it was like 15 actors who just 15 characters who just disappeared, and there was Kate's face.
Oh, fuck!
And she's been in exactly 3 things. One of which was Law and Order, and the other was Angel, and the third is a show. Ironically, it was a show called Bull. I think it lasted all of 2 episodes, but we were just talking about another show called Bull.
There's apparently a lot of shows called Bull. Who knew?
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, was that? Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, we have Holtz recruiting some chick who has the makings of vampire hunter, and that's kind of all we get from them.
Right.
Just like the recruiting scene, and she's on board. She is.
I like that she takes a little bit of convincing. Not that she wants to kill vampires, but that Holtz is worth her fucking time.
Yeah, I'd like show me your resume, dude. It's like, how many vampires have you actually killed? Because seriously, have we seen Holtz kill a vampire yet?
I don't think so.
He says he's a vampire hunter, but is he killing them?
Holy shit.
What?
Is he gonna try and recruit Faith?
Well, who's to say?
That's a twist I can get behind.
Has he heard about Slayers?
I feel like Sajan would bring him up to speed on how shit works if he's never run into a Slayer before.
You mean how he brought him up to speed with Angel having a soul and Darla being pregnant?
That's not relevant information.
Yeah, it totally was! What the fuck are you talking about? You're just grinning at me now, you asshole. I hate you.
I don't know, he seemed to be on his game back in the 18th century, so...
Well, it was a lot easier to be on your game.
I feel like he would know that Slayers are a thing.
I feel like unless he had a big pile of books and a bunch of watchers, he wouldn't know his ass from his I don't know, steak. He knows what everyone knows. The vampires kill stuff, and you can kill them with sunlight and wood.
Okay. Yeah, so this poor girl is, like, she's spending her time hunting vampires in what is clearly the Sunnydale graveyard.
Yeah, they did not get a new set for this, and while there are totally graveyards that look kind of like that in LA, they are few and far between because space is at a premium.
There's a 9-minute slowdown caused by a crash.
And all of the graveyards that are in Orange County have those little plaques, so they're easier to mow. We don't get a lot of actual gravestones in our graveyards in California, just saying.
Yeah, our dead disposal is built around the ease of maintenance rather than the actual mourning this.
Yeah. But
All right, guys,
okay.
we're on the 605 now, and the rain is getting actually a lot worse, so I'm slowing down a bit. But yeah, so I'm into this. I could totally see him building a posse of vampire hunters who are super good at their job.
That'd be
Here's
cool.
what I want to see that can't happen now.
What?
I want to see him going up against Darla's gang.
Ooh. What a showdown that would be.
That would be fucking amazing.
Well, Darla would have to actually have a gang, and she has sucked at that, so...
She sucked. Well, she didn't suck at that.
She didn't suck at that.
She just got foiled by Angel because he ruined her recruiting scheme.
Okay, yeah. And then lit them on fire.
Sometimes you gotta try a couple different avenues to getting your crew together. It was her practice pancake.
Okay, that's fair. Within 20 years' time, I feel like she would have had a solid group around her.
Right.
And let's face it, 20 years is nothing to a vampire.
Yeah. So yeah, what else? We've discussed the Files and Records lady, which I'm really hoping she shows up again because that was really cool.
That was so fun. Like, I didn't expect Wolfram and Hart to have something that fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I did because I've seen it, but the first time I didn't.
Oh, yeah, and then there's the final scene where Angel shows up at Wolfram and Hart and, like, grabs the boss by the neck and says, hey, you are now going to be his godfather. Anything that happens to him happens to you.
Yeah. My son has a tiny scratch on his cheek, and funnily enough, you now have a corresponding scratch.
As much as we've seen Angel get away with shit, I still don't buy that Boss Man would actually be afraid of this kind of thing.
I don't believe that he could just walk in that easy. I mean, we've had entire episodes based around how hard it is to get into Wolfram and Hart.
Some of those were fun episodes where they brought in Gunn to bring in a vampire.
Yeah!
That was really cool.
Like, they have a whole thing about how hard it is to get into there and get out. You have to do some planning. Angel did no planning. He just walked in and, he's not beset upon by, armed guards with stakes.
Uh-huh.
And, tasers and shit. Tasers will work on a vampire.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, Angel makes his stand, and the episode ends heartwarmingly at the hospital, where Gunn and Cordelia and Fred have taken the baby for his birth checkup and some shots. And he is a big boy, 90th percentile. And they ask for the name. And Angel shows up just in time to name the kid. Do you remember what he named him?
Connor.
How do you feel about that?
Am I supposed to know who Connor is?
No, it's an Irish name. It's a generic Irish name.
That's what I thought, but I'm like, it wasn't his father's name. I was thinking hard to all the flashbacks. Is there someone in this wheelhouse whose name is Connor?
Nope, it's just, as far as we've seen, as far as I can tell, thus far, Connor's just a name.
All right.
That Angel likes and is Irish.
Okay. Angel doesn't seem like the type to keep a baby name in his back pocket for 200 years, so...
Yeah, but he's had a day to think about it.
Okay.
And it's funny, whenever, Angel gets weirdly into being Irish at the strangest times. Most of the time, he's not super into it. He hasn't got shamrocks around. He doesn't talk about those damn papists.
He doesn't... Papist?
Well, depending on which part of Ireland he's from.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think
He could be from Northern Ireland. You don't know. Except that didn't exist then. Never mind. Fuck it. So, yeah, he's totally a papist. Except that he's a vampire and abhorrent to God.
Sure. Yeah, and those are our episodes. So, what are the next episode titles?
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna have to pull it up on your phone because my ass is driving.
Yeah, it is. Are we looking up for our next Buffy episode title?
No, we're looking up Angel.
Okay. Hang on a second. Gotta go back on my browser.
That's alright. I'll edit this out.
Okay. So our next episodes for Angel are going to be called Birthday and Provider.
I hate both of these because they're clearly about this fucking baby, and I want it to die as soon as possible because I don't care. And I don't want the plot revolving around this stupid baby.
Yeah, can we not add a kid on Angel? You guys know about the add a kid phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
just pump some cuteness right in there. Guys,
Yeah.
This is a show about death. We don't need an add a kid.
we don't need a baby. All right, y'all. So we're glad to be back. I'm going to miss Darla, but at the same time not, because the writers clearly don't know how to utilize her properly.
Yeah, I'm going
The only thing worse than not having Darla is having Darla and the writers doing stupid shit with her.
I'm going to miss Darla's hotness, because she brought an unapologetic hotness that I really value in any show.
Okay.
And yeah, we got that with Cordy and Lila, but I'm a more the merrier guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who on the Buffy side is unapologetically hot?
Crickets, yo. Crickets.
Not Tara?
No, Tara is not about being hot. She's about being gentle and loving and motherly.
How about Vampire Willow?
Vampire Willow was unapologetically hot.
She was violently hot.
She was violently hot.
Yes.
Faith was unapologetically hot, but she's
Okay.
not on the show currently.
I still haven't forgiven her for the fruit roll-up pants, but
I thought the fruit roll-up pants framed her buttocks rather well.
okay.
In a very
Yeah.
respectful way.
All right, so that's our show, guys. Thanks for listening. Sorry about the quality. We're not gonna we haven't decided if we're gonna keep doing this on
3 miles.
in the car, but
But we're trying it out.
we're trying it out, and we probably should have tried it on a night when it's not raining. But to be honest, we've got shit to do when we get home. We're gonna fight over the washing machine.
Yeah, we are.
We may break up.
I have a plan. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right, let's say goodbye.
Bye!
All right, now I need to stop recording. And can you just pull the thing down?
Pull the thing down.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yes.